and we'll see how this goes. Future's buying drinks tonight. Future's buying drinks and pizzas at this rate. For those who don't know, every single of the daily cups we had, like again, that's one cup every single day for like 8 days pretty much in a row, minus the weekends. It was worth $100 in total. So you can only win at most $60 per cup. Future's winning $100 per win here. And on this rate, he's already won plenty when you add into the fact that, of course, he won cups prior to this to get here. So the 3-0 I'm putting here is more to represent the overall King of the Hill score as we hop into this new map, this new match, and this new challenger from Root Gaming. To the bottom right, it's the blue Protoss. He approacheth. It's Puck. And to the top left, his opponent, the Red Terran, the current king of this hill, His Majesty, Future. I just did the magic trick thing to my wife. That was hilarious. High five, Number Smith. It's great because obviously there's going to be people who see through it. But what's almost better is if you have someone who gets the trick, right? They don't fall for it, and you immediately while they're in the vicinity, do it to somebody else who does fall for it, they get even more mad than if they had fallen for it in the first place. It's such a win-win party trick, and it's so simple and so innocent. As long as you sell it right, it's always a good time. But anyways, I know that we have somewhat limited front page time tonight. I don't know how long we'll be entertaining the masses. But on the odd chance that we're off sooner rather than later, again, my gratitudes for checking out the channel. I know Starcraft's a bit of an older game, but I mean, this channel's still alive. And this is probably my favorite game to not just watch, but also obviously put shows on for. So if you guys are also in that boat, I do hope you'll consider hitting the follow button. It's a free, simple way to support the channel, and also a good way to get notifications when we go live. Because as I mentioned earlier, and I'll mention it again now, I'm constantly casting Korean Cups, European Cups, North American Cups. I post the schedules weeks in advance, of course, but I mean, the best way to know what's going on is to get that little notification on Twitch that's like, hey, this channel's gone live. So thank you guys who slap the follow button. And I don't do this all the time, although I'm doing a little more frequently. Let's sell out for a hot second, right? Brutal Maximus, first off, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. But, Shaboygan, great name. Thank you for following the channel. Captain Nia 101, Funku 01, I'm Matchstick, Ickpick, MRMing 32, Jim Rayner. All these people follow. Legend of Geek, Napari. Excuse me. Thank you guys for hitting that follow button. Now, this is a completely different matchup. There's a lot of different tactics that will be employed. And what's always risky to do is these proxies. Because this is a best of one, you're putting a lot on the line by doing this, and so is Future. I do find it hilarious that it's proxy versus proxy, but the last few times I've seen this play out, it works a bit better for the Protoss. It really depends on how Future plans to handle his proxy. If it's straight to Liberators, this might actually work better for him, because any defense against the Liberator will be coming out on the other side of the map. Things like Phoenixes and what have you. But on the other catch of it, if it's that medevac elevator move, can also be very deadly as there's Hellions coming into play. But regardless, Puck has put it all on the line here as the challenger to this King of the Hill. For Future, like, if he loses this big whoop, he's already got $300. Yeah, it'd be great to get more, but it's on his merit on whether he earns more or not. And this is going to be some problems. Now, if there's a stalker or two at home, maybe we could argue that you can micro around the Liberator and eventually deal with it. But best case scenario for Puck is he pulls all the probes off the main, loses that precious mining time because he doesn't really have a way to kill it. And unfortunately for him, his scouting hasn't really revealed anything to indicate that it's a proxy of any variety, much less a starport. So this is a fast Liberator heading straight to his base. No stalkers in play, and with these being oracles, he's going to build like 3 oracles before he even wants to build a Phoenix. So there's not really going to be reliable anti-air. As the Hellions trying to come in, it does take 5 shots to kill the Hellions, so these depths aren't quite going to stop this. In fact, oh good golly. He might not even need the Liberator. This roasts up a lot of probes before the fight even begins. 6 of them go down. And all this does is encourage further Adept production. Because, of course, he doesn't need Stalkers. Not yet. But surprise, surprise, here's that Liberator. Stalker being warped in now immediately. And while this goes on, those Oracles are heading across the field. They need to kill at least 10 workers to even this up, much less get him ahead. Well, actually, that's incorrect, actually. He only needs to go about 4 or 5. But point is, like, he's lost a lot of mining, so it's not about what's here, it's about the income that's coming in. A Widowmine just burrowed as well. It's right here under the radar dish. It's almost impossible to see. And if Puck's not paying attention, which he's not, he's going to lose one of the Oracles. Oracles nowadays take 3 shots to kill SCVs. A long time ago, they only took 2. So it does significantly increase the amount of time it takes to do massive amounts of damage. But I will say, pretty comfortably, actually, Puck has done a good job of evening the game up. The pacing, at least. It's a little bit hard to make up for a lot of lost mining like we saw up here. But as you'll notice, it's 35 probes to 29 SCVs. This is not at all unwinnable, but it's not great because with continued Liberator like harassment, he's not really getting ahead back at home, despite having those workers. Diet Soda's been following Base Straight TV for 3 years, 6 months. Nice, dude. Although I always hate, because follow age very quickly becomes the woo spot of our channel and everyone starts spamming it, but... I've been subbed for you've been subbed for 4.8 years, but you've only been following for 3. Dick. You're the reason I have to keep telling people to follow the channel. I love you to death, you know it. You're a perfect example of why I have to be like, guys, remember to hit that follow button. Remember to follow the channel. Third base down for Puck. This is great. That's a little bit of extra chrono energy and some more probe production. Unfortunately, he still doesn't really have great defenses against these Liberators, but at least he's got another base to fall back to and to help make up some of these losses. But, of course, a lot of his pressure's on the other side of the map, which is why he's not looking at home and seeing this stuff coming. I put down a very cheeky stasis trap. I don't know if that's actually going to get anything. These Adepts could actually take a fight here. Or just bait out the stasis. That works too. Why is it 3-0? Because we've gone back to best of ones, and Future currently has 3 wins overall today. $300 in his pocket as he's the king of the hill presently. Now this starport, by the way, as we'll point out, he's not just keeping it on proxy, he's like doubling down. He's building a reactor onto this thing. So there's going to be continued proxies on the map, and what's so just unfortunate about this is Puck has literally never scouted it. So he can't really go shut it down, he can't poke the reactor and deny it. Funny enough, the Viking nowadays, actually, once upon a time, it did not win 1v1 battles with the Phoenix. Nowadays, it does because of its increased health. But because the Viking took some damage from the Oracles, that actually worked out for Puck. Now, here's the thing, right? We didn't really go deep into player analysis, but we should quickly note, I feel that Puck, regardless of who he's playing, Terran or not, a lot of Puck's strengths really come from the mid to late game. Not like late game Golden Armada, but we're talking like Colossus and drops and things. That's where I always see Puck really excel in this game. Storms, he's so good with storms, but unfortunately, he's not really there yet, and it looks like Future's getting comfortable for this push. Timing-wise, he's about to have +1 stim and combat shields. It's going to be a lot of damage output. Puck's got some brute force for this, as he went for resonating glaives for the Adepts, so they have that faster attack speed. But no +1 weapons just yet, although, you know, that'll probably be done by the time the fight starts. But oh, this is the time to pounce! That stasis trap is huge! If Future tries to stick around to defend these units that are trapped, he'll lose half of the army fighting it. Then the other half of the army frees itself afterwards. That Widowmine's gonna get a huge shot! No, it doesn't! It goes up the wrong part of the Adepts! This is gonna be a massacre! Puck wasn't having the greatest early game, let's be honest, but Future's sitting here trying to pick units up and save them with the medevac. Not gonna happen! He grabs the siege tank because you can't pick it up once in the sky! A brilliant move out of Puck to secure a very important kill. Oh my god, he just turned this game around in such a big way. Future's still on 2 bases. There's no third command center. That push was supposed to be timing out like +1 stim. Let's go do some damage. That stasis trap completely destroyed the push, and the follow-up of Puck to pounce on it completely destroyed the army. Now, granted, Future's still up in army supply, but that's of course going to be offset by the soon-to-be Storm coming out. Psionic Storm's going to help deal a lot of area of effect damage. And look, guys, I'm with you. I see the people crying and chat about Protoss. I hate Protoss too. Fuck Protoss. However, Puck, that was all Puck. That was sick moves on his part and not some A-move BS that we would normally like to cry about. He pulled off some sick tactics there. And he took advantage of a situation that he created. Now you see Future's like, I'm not going to let that happen again. He sends a couple units ahead of the pack so as not to walk into stasis traps. But this timing, it's 2 bases to 3, well soon to be 4. This is the clock for Future ticking. This is the only time he's going to have an advantage in army for the rest of the game. If he doesn't win it now, he's probably not going to win it at all. So this is his time to shine. Widowmines, of course, with Revelation. Puck knows exactly where they are. He's waiting, though. He's waiting 10 seconds for Storm to finish. He's got 2 High Templar inside this Warp Prism, just waiting to cook up this army. I think this is one of the situations where if you got to let the third go, let it go. Get the timing for the army, because you've got the money to make a 4th and a 3rd again. No problem. He's floating like 1,400 minerals, but Storm is done. Time for some storms. Are they good enough? Honestly, no, I don't think so. Now it's a little bit tough. He knows there's a whole Widow Mine field. Quite literally, he has to go through for this fight, but at the same time, Widow Mines will friendly fire a lot of the Terran if he's not careful. But that's not how this played out. Puck loses a lot of adapts. More Widow Mines are going to fire off. That Archon disappears. Storm's not ready to go for some time. In fact, I don't even know if there's any Templar left in play. It's just the adepts. He's pulling the probes. Puck knows that if he holds this, he's good, but he's not going to hold this if he doesn't pull everything. Warp Prism looking to do some micro, but like, where's the micro to be had? That tank just free firing in the backline, dealing tons of splash damage. Puck was so close to winning this game, but the Storms are too weak and the Widow Mines are too good, and a combination of both means Future is going to stay on top of the goddamn hill. Yeah, that's it. The probes pulled really sealed the deal on this one. Oh my god. This was such a good... I hate that Puck lost this, to be honest. I feel like he did so many cool moves, but at the same time, bravo. Future knew that this was his timing. This was his only time to shine. If you waited any longer, Puck would have had like 4 more storms, and it wouldn't have looked even close in a battle. So timing was of the essence. Recognizing that timing, too. Pulling all the probes. He's just... Puck is as all in as it gets. He's going to spend the last few minerals here on Warpins, but he's a dead man. No matter how... Even if he were to clean this up now, he's got no workers. He knows it. He's just doing a little bit of Warp Prism micro on the probes now as he taps out of the game. GG! Future takes another win. 4 wins, $400. But yeah, there's the bracket update for y'all. I'm going to go figure out where our next player is. We are hopping into game. This is a TVT. It is a best of 1. And we have 1 more match scheduled after this. So I don't need to hide him from the list any longer. You guys should all be fully aware that Cham will be the last player, the last boss on the King of the Hill tonight. So regardless of who wins here, it's guaranteed to finish in a TVZ. But as I said, this is a new map. We haven't seen this yet, and there's some cool stuff I want to explore on it. So let's hop into the game. Spawning in the top left, looking for your votes for Nation Wars. He wants to represent USA. It's the current King of the Hill. With 4 wins and no losses, it's Future. And his opponent to the bottom right, an equally skilled and very good Terran. He's played in a few of our Momentum Cups, and he's done quite well. It's System Gaming's Blue Terran Epic. But Disco Bloodbath is a map that is appropriately named for its wonderful color scheme. And I didn't even see the middle of the map. It's a giant moopy. This is a little bit of an Easter egg guy that's usually hidden on most maps, but it's actually smack dab in the middle. I love it. I tell you guys right now, I know I've been really bad about map intros. I am so badly wanting one for this map. This is gonna be great. Oh man. All right, well, Justice Simon, maybe if you play in our tournaments, you could advertise yourself for Nation Wars. But because you don't, and you haven't, please don't go linking stuff in my chat. But anyways, Epic and Future, you can see there's some shenanigans afoot. Not that Future's trying to proxy. I think he's just trying to check if Epic is proxy. This is a best of 1, and they both know it. Oh, that's cool. I've not seen that art before. Anyways, it's a best of 1, and they both know it. So things like Proxy Reapers are definitely a threat and definitely something they're considering in this match, but obviously that's not actually what's playing in this game, and that's fine because they've played well around the anticipation of it. Poke. But, you know, we've been talking a lot about Rally and all this other stuff, and I know you guys hate getting bombarded with ads, but I gotta give some love to Ting again. To be honest, we're actually a little bit behind with them where we should be, and I know not everybody's gonna be able to just drop everything and swap phone bills, but just to put the bug in your ear, guys, we're going to be sponsored by Ting for a few more months, of course. So be sure that if you are coming up on your end of your phone contract, maybe consider checking out Ting. You'll pay like, what, $5 for the SIM card, and with our $25 credit from bttv.ting.com, you can pretty much use their services free for a month. And if you don't like it, you can go back to whatever you're using before. Because, as we've said before many times, you only pay for what you use, and there's no contracts involved. You don't get locked in, and that's probably the best thing about Ting. But as the Reaper continues to pursue the other Reaper, he's just going to back away. We swapped up the skins a little bit for this one. I want to make it a little bit more of like a team fight. So we do have Future still rocking those shiny, cool new skins. Epic's using the Mira's Marauders, actually. Oh my god, it dances when it's in vision. Oh, it dances. That makes me so much happier. But looks like even though there's a Reaper hop-up spot to be blocked, this was not actually appropriately blocked out of Epic. So that Reaper slips in, and it's going to kill the SCV building the starport. Not devastating, but a big stall out nonetheless. Also, Future almost saves the Reaper. That would have been cool if we been able to pull it off, but Epic handles that pretty well. Future has, of course, proxied the starport while all of this was going on, and it's a medevac, likely to elevator Hellions, as we've seen before. To Messiah, thank you for the 6 months. He says, ting me. Ting me. This is tough, actually. This is gonna be really tough for Epic, because if he doesn't see... Oh, he does see this. Okay, thank God he sees this. My fear is not that he wouldn't have units to fight this, but more that he would move out of the base and not be appropriately prepared to fight back. So now that he knows what's coming, this Cyclone will likely stay at home. It might even camp the main base, because all it has to do is kill the medevac more than the Hellions. The medevac is the bigger threat here for sure, but SCV's pulled away to try and avoid some of the damage. This is going to be some significant lost mining time while this goes on, so Epic very quickly gets back to it. But he's had a natural base too, so it's not like he's doing so badly. Epic's has been done recently. He's getting some geysers up for it now too, but out of position and not quite paying attention as he's moved across the map with a Reaper. He's not following the medevac, so... Oh, I take it back. He's got it. Cyclone with the lock-on is huge. I don't know if he's going to quite kill it. He almost does. Marines can turn to focus fire, but they're killing the Hellions instead. Also not a bad choice, but that medevac boosts, and with its celestial jets, gets out of there with 2 of the Hellions. Now, Future did this earlier, and he's doing it again. It's going to be mech, and more importantly, Magfield Accelerator is being researched. Going to have a lot of bonus damage. Liberator also going to provide some pressure, and you know what? I've looked at this Liberator skin about a dozen times now, and I've never noticed that it also has the blue jets. But I guess that's the theme for all these new skins for Terran. They just all have, like, blue replace the red, essentially, and I'm okay with that. I think it looks great. Oh, Cyclone was trying to get in range for the lock-on. Shutting down this medevac would be a huge peace of mind here for Epic. Future can't really one-shot SCVs with only 2 Hellions. Takes that extra volley. So, annoying to clean up, but he will finally have cleaned this up. This definitely did way more headache than it should have, because while all of this army was chasing down there, it was not dealing with the Liberator up here. And to really just showcase how much damage this is in terms of, like, lost mining, all I need to do is bring up the income tab. Oh, he just fucked up. He just really fucked up. Oh my god. Epic is making so many mistakes right now. This is, like, so tilting. I'm surprised he didn't just, like, GG there. Oh. That Liberator killed, like, 4 more units than it should have. But again, this significant amount of lost mining of a fully saturated main base, the mules that were idle, not mining. Look at the income per minute difference between the 2 of them, and the Liberator comes in again. Oh my god. This is like getting close to pull the boys territory, you know? Like, you just go for broke because you're not going to win this game through economy. But at least because it's bio versus mech, it's a different style of play. However, that doesn't necessarily comfort Epic in this case, because he doesn't have the money to produce what he needs to deal with Future. And as I said, Future himself has praised Epic for his play. The fact that Future is making him look so silly is not bad on Epic's part, but again, just really accents. I don't know what he's doing. Like, did he kill Beyond in the army and then, like, drink his blood and tell nobody? Like, I don't know what Future did recently to just, like, snap his fingers, make a wish. He's gotten so goddamn good at Starcraft. He's always been pretty good. But I want to say, like, over the last 3 months specifically, it's been, like, incredibly notable just how good he's been. So, I mean, doing great harass, really shutting Epic down in terms of income. Doesn't really matter what the style of fight is following this up, because Future's just so far ahead. It's going to take some very serious throws for Epic to get back in this game. That's the worst part, when you have to rely on someone else making a mistake because of your position in the game. It's not fun. But I mean, we saw it happen with Puck earlier. We might see it happen in the future now. I can't speak much to it because it all depends on how this fight ends up going. Does he have Blue Flame? No, just Magfield Accelerated. It's pretty brute force, actually, all things considered. But ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that in the next few minutes, our scheduled front page time should be coming to an end. So whether you're here new from the front page or you've come back to the channel because you haven't watched in a while and saw us out there, thank you for joining us tonight. Nothing more. I've sold out enough. I just genuinely thank you for checking out my channel. Really appreciate it. It's nice getting some viewers at this hour for once and ever. Anyways, Raven's gonna, at a worst case, throw down an auto turret, but the Vikings got this. If there was a timer, like at the end of the game, there's like idle timers and stuff, but I really wish we could show you live right now how much lost mining time has gone into this game, because for Epic, it is devastating. I mean, obviously a little bit of that is viewable through the income advantage charts, but oh my god, we got some more hype coming out of Mike. Dude, Mike Zeckham, tonight you are killing it and killing me with kindness. Thank you so much. And he tries to save the command center, but even though he interference matrix, the Cyclones, the Magfield Accelerate upgrade, 800 damage over 14 seconds is too much to handle. And even the command center with like 1500 health just melts to it. I gotta catch the medevac too. GG. Another win for this lad. Future takes the game 5-0. This is again one of the new maps from the new map pool. All of these maps will be forced on in the next couple of days as we get into the new season of Starcraft 2. So tonight I just thought we would spice it up. You know, we make it a little bit better. We make it a little bit of a preview on top of what is already going to be a good set for the evening. But as Juvia brings up, you are correct. Technically, Future lost a map to Vindicta, but he has not lost any series tonight because every match that counts has gone his way. And in the bottom right, the current king of this hill with $500 in his pocket, looking for that perfect 600. It's the Blue Terran, Future. And he's playing a risky Game 6. The top left, the challenger I just mentioned from Mexico, but also on the team Chivo. Chivo? I've never known how to pronounce this, but other great players with him. He might be the greatest, though. It's Cham. Obviously, that's some hyperbole because Cham's here in the match with us today. But that being said, I really actually, I think in a standard best of 3, I would favor Cham over Future. Not by a large margin, but I would totally favor Cham over Future, I think, in an extended series. But because this is a best of 1, I don't know, dudes. This could go either way. I'm a little confused what you're asking, Nukamal. But it's 3 racks, no gas. This is gonna be Marines. And I mentioned before that there's very different reactions you kind of need to take to respond to this. If you scout, you'll know exactly what you need to do, obviously, but Cham will not scout this until it's too late. So we might see a panic spine crawler up on the high ground. We haven't seen a lot of cheese. We've seen some cheese tonight, but we haven't seen a lot of cheese. And if Cham's been watching the games, you know, in anticipation of this, honestly, there's not a huge indication that this is coming down. So Future's about to hit him hard. He's about to hit him fast. And whether this is over here or now, it's going to be a lot of pressure for Cham to hold this. What's key too is I don't think, the creep's not going to spread fast enough. He could get those bunkers down. I don't know. Can you 3 bunker wall this off, actually? Oh my god, if you can, that's so sick. But the point is, you want to get the bunkers in range of the hatchery so you can pressure the hatchery. There's a little bit of a slit up here, so it's not a full wall off or anything. Spine Crawler is going to go down. Unfortunately, the Spine Crawler does not get its bonus armor until it's completed. So while it's building, right now, all it is kind of bait. All the drones are pulled. Cham is taking no risks on this. Well, he's taking a huge risk with pulling the drones, but he's taking no chances. No chances. All the drones surround, and yes, he loses mining, and it's devastating to his economy. But the most important thing is he stays alive in the game. Now, the bunkers do finish up, and that's tough to deal with, but at the same time, the Spine Crawler's nearly done too. On the wrong side of this, those drones, what are they going to do? If they go for a surround with the Spine Crawler, they could kill the bunker, but as you can see, what he's trying to do is kill the Marines before they get into the bunker, so there's nothing for damage inside of it. However, the Spine Crawler has been killed. It's just drones. Not enough drones have died yet for Future to auto-win this game, but I don't think he can kill this second bunker so easily. Not without taking some more of these losses. 4 Marines inside, a formidable amount of damage. And now with 10 workers remaining, Cham, who has not been mining for the last 2 minutes, is in a pretty tough spot. I want to say unwinnable, especially with the Overlord going down. Oh, not like this. Super duper not like this. There's a little bit of transfused energy, sure, but I mean, barely enough to keep these queens afloat. Pulling drones again, it's desperate, but I think he's gonna do it. Is he going for the perfect 6-0? These weren't schmucks that we pulled out of North America. These were talented as fuck players who I think all should have given Future a good run for his money tonight. But the fact that they didn't, and the fact that they haven't, is impressive to say the least. Now, of course, Future's really trying to pressure that Spine Crawler before it finishes. Once it gets that 2 armor, it's a little bit harder for the Marines to kill it, but all the drones are dead. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be GG. That was a quick finish to a perfect series. 6 up, 6 down. You know what the best part of this is? I'm not even gonna have to worry about paying out like 5 different people. I just have to get Future his prize money. That's it, because not another person won any cash tonight. Goddamn America. I am going to quickly ping him and see if he's willing to hop on for a quick call. He says, yeah. Let's get him on.
Yeah.
Future, you maniac. Look, I know what I should do. We're live, by the way. No, it's not muted or anything. What I should do is like congratulate you on the win, ask you your thoughts, blah, blah. No, what the fuck happened tonight is what I'm going to ask you. You popped off, dude. Holy cow!
Yeah, fragging out, man. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, like I don't have like a higher skill level than usual. Like I mean, I still think I'm a very strong player, but you know, I think it's just on my way tonight, so it's kind of cool.
6 wins, $600. You denied money from 6 other people.
Yeah.
Dick. But hey, you know what? I was just saying, it makes my job so much easier. I don't have to get like a bunch of people's payment information. Just you. I just got to pay you.
Yeah, these were really fun games actually. Like this was really good.
The best of 1, I think, adds a little bit of intensity, which is cool. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on best of 1 versus best of 3?
I think best of 1 for King of the Hill.
I like the intensity.
I think I prefer because you really have people really giving it their actual best. So I think it's kind of interesting, like best of 1. I think if you're going to do King of the Hill, best of 1 is definitely the move.
I do like, by the way, too, we saw some good variety out of you tonight as well. Not like in terms of crazy builds, but just like it wasn't a 2 racks every game. It wasn't relying.
Yeah,
on
I mix it in whenever
win.
I think it. I mix it in whenever I think like they're not going to expect it. Like in that series against Silky, I did it first game, like he wasn't expecting it, and then second game I just low ground walled off because I just metagamed early pull.
Yeah, hit me with that pro gamer insight, right? What really tells you like this is the time to cheese?
I don't know. You either know it or you don't. It's kind of weird. You just kind of feel it. You just kind of like you wake up and you're like, he's gonna cheese me today.
It's that gut feeling. I feel it. I feel it. Well,
Yeah.
Future, man, I've had you on for so many of these victory calls at this point. It feels redundant to really ask you anything. So I'll just give you the floor. Anything you want to talk about or say to people while we got an audience?
I mean, honestly, I'm really wanting to represent USA in Nation Wars. So if you haven't already, vote for me in that. And then secondly, if you want to see more of me, I mean, just follow me on my Twitter. Like, I'm usually pretty active on my Twitter. You got some good memes, good insight. I think my Twitter is definitely one of the top ones to follow for Starcraft players. I'm
spamming the Nation Wars thing in the chat, guys. Click USA and then select Future if you want to vote for him. I already voted for him today, and I did it on stream too, so I can't do it again. But you guys haven't had a chance to. If he impressed you tonight, God, I want to see him go up against like Hearthstone and some of the big badasses of the world, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think I'm at a pretty high skill level to where I can compete with some of the Europeans. Like, obviously not the very, very top ones, but at WCS Summer, I lost 2-3 to Shadone in a very, very close series, and Shadone's like really, really strong. And then I 2-0'd Klim. So like, I have a pretty high skill level.
I feel like Shadone actually falls in the same category where I would rank you as like, I don't mean this in a mean way, but like underrated. Like a lot of people just don't expect you to pop off at a 6-0 like you did tonight, right? But we all know, I think we know that you can. We just don't expect it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like whenever I think about myself, like I know that I have a really high skill level. Like if I'm playing peak, but like, you know, at the end of the day, you're still playing StarCraft. Anything can happen. So you never even though you may think it may happen, you never like believe it's actually going to happen until it actually happens.
Well, I don't want to say that we're setting up like by jinxing it or anything, but last time we had someone do this one at King of the Hill was Rainer. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe 2020 like, here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you're both young kids after all. You got your future ahead of you. You literally, in your case.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best to keep up with Rainer and Clem. I think Rainer is insanely good, like compared to all the other young kids. But I think it is kind of competitive among the young players because there's actually a few of them that are really good, like me, Goblin, Rainer, Clem, and whatnot.
I got nothing but smiles on my face from your games tonight, man. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for kicking ass. I'm going to go try and earn Starcraft a little bit more money through this Twitch bounty, so I got to wrap things up. So, again, thank you so much. And, guys, follow him on Twitter. Go vote for him on Nation Wars. And future later, I'll get in contact with you about prize money. All good?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me, man. Good night.
See you, man. Have a great night. Congratulations again.